Ladies and gents, we are back to good old Oases. You know, you say Dumi makes you want to main the Malians, but I feel like he's trying to convince people to main the Order of the Dragon. Every single week, he's been picking this Civ. Most of the time, it has been his opening a map selection as well. This time, it gets saved for game number 2. Myriad on the Japanese. A good map for it as well, with all the pond play possible. That pond play did just get nerfed last week. The fishing boats... a lot more price than they once were, right? Used to be, was it 35 wood? Now 56. So a pretty heavy hit to their discounts. Dimu, I kind of like this. We've got an immediate play into racks. Order of the Dented Spearmen are pretty scary. The torch damage can be quite impactful here. It's a great read. Dimu already anticipating his opponent's going to go out into the ponds. And Dimu, like, this isn't him necessarily seeing it for sure, but the logic is he wants to go gold first. Because the reality is, like Japan, they're either going to go fishing or they're going to go heavy on gold and look for fast castle. That's pretty much Japanese in 95% of games. One of those two. So even if he didn't know about the pond play, even though that didn't happen, he can still idle this gold and force Myriad to build outpost. And it's very tricky if you don't build the outpost ahead of time to do it when the spearman arrives. Because remember, this guy kills villagers in 5 hits rather, with his 10 damage. 10 hits would be pretty underwhelming. Actually, we don't really have a baby spearman unit Navy 4 yet, do we? There is that Civ that Hussein created. Oh, Dimu. Wait, no. He gambles and guesses wrong. His scout was getting his own sheep, so he didn't actually check the enemy side. Okay, so this is a great start for Myriad then. Ooh, Dimu's going to make it a bit better for himself, though. Because Myriad basically jotted across one entire side of the map. Dimu done his own circle, came across the enemy. It's going to leave him with more sheep. Healthy amount more sheep, actually. So, wider rotation here. Dimu didn't build a second spearman. Did we see Minework or Arkan here? I feel like we've been seeing people go back towards Minework more recently. Arkan's a bit weird. The buff rate just doesn't feel great enough. If you want to try to pressure, Minework feels nice. If you just want to greed, though, and go castle, like, Arkan is still going to be more beneficial. So, I was him off the gold. Myriad does have enough for the age up. Just needs to sort his food now. And there we go. Last sliver of gold coming in. That looks like a move for an Arkan. Yep. Okay. So why would Dimu Arkan here? I think he doesn't want to play wide against probable fast castle Japanese. Even if it's not fast castle Japanese, it's going to be a lot of Shinobi. So if you go onto these ponds, there's like a bigger associated risk. Like your villages are more condensed value. I think that's what he's maybe a little bit paranoid about. So Arkan will be able to keep him at home. Really, it does feel bad if you have to completely pass on the food. Remember, this is shoreline fish. Best gathering rate you're going to find for the villages in the game. Not to mention the boars, deers, etc. Like, if you look at every single pond on Oases, every single pond has 2 food sources. That's by design. So that you have extra encouragement to come out and use these. So Coco is going to make it a bit awkward to keep playing Gilded Spearmen. It's why I thought Dimu might just stop at 1. In theory, if he found the dot play, the Spearman play feels really good. But because he didn't, although he has at least idled the gold, like Myriad, he's got, what, enough for 2 Shinobi? I think 2 Shinobi should be able to beat 2 Gilded Spearmen. With micro. If you just A-click the fight, the Spearmen destroy you. Because you've got, what, 10 damage, you need to hit them 8 times. Meanwhile, they hit for 25 and they'd have to hit you a lot. They'd have to hit you 7 times. Spearmen have at least now revealed it. He's going to switch over. So I don't want the fishing. But that does actually give Myriad access to the gold again. I'm not sure if that was entirely worth it for Dimu. It could make sense if he's following up Gilded Archers. That would be another reason why this Arkan just feels so good. Because Myriad is unlikely to just immediately rush Horsemen now that you've built Spears. It feels like Dimu is just intentionally double committing to guarantee that Myriad can't go horses. Which is why it's kind of important that Myriad keeps an eye on his opponent's base, looking for the timing. going to be efficient with the Tawaras coming out. Tawara is such a damn nice deck. Remember, it's once you get level 2 wheelbarrow, it's basically putting you at boar gathering levels on berries. Yeah, it's kind of a subtle thing, but especially with the changes they made a while ago on like the gathering rates, they increased the base gathering rate of the berries, which buff Japanese. Shinobi, kind of an okay trade. I mean, it's a good trade, actually. Remember, these guys are 160 resources. It only cost them 100. And arguably, that one was free. However, it wasn't enough to protect the dock. Dimmu is trying to force Myriad to commit to an archer ship here. Because if he builds an archer ship, he can just walk away. Because the trade-off is Myriad will be weaker to fight elsewhere. And you know a Japanese player has to be looking for additional pawns. In fact, he's already going for it on the north side. When do we switch? I beg my pardon, but are we just building infinite spears here? This is like a poor man's Burgrave in Feudal Age. You'd think at some point you'd just stop producing spears into Shinobi. This could be good micro Myriad. No Shunshin to blink away, though. Interesting choice to hard commit, but he's buying time for the villager to repair. I just don't think he bought enough. No, so villager needs to run away. Dog is at least not burning now, but you're now trickling Shinobi into die. Oh man, you could see Miro's reluctance to back off there. It's going to cost him though. So Dog goes down. Miro, it feels rough. Like sometimes you just have to take like the knee slightly. Because the thing with the Shinobi is like in an ideal situation, what Miro does there is he uses the Shinobi to intercept the spearmen. I just don't think he was expecting that many spears. Like, right now, Myriad, the scout you had was at home. It wasn't looking at what his opponent was doing. And who the hell sends, like, how many spears is this now, chat? 7? He's produced 7 spearmen. Against Shinobi. Like, there are rules in war, man. And this is one of them. Why are you building spearmen against the unit that counters you? Turns out if you have enough of them, it doesn't. Myriad is at least drawing a lot of attention away from where the docks are now getting expanded. But look at what Dimmu's doing. Castle Age is being prepped. I don't think Burgrave is a necessity here. Would allow him to keep up tempo. But I wouldn't be shocked by Regnitz. Looking at the relic spawns as well, I mean, as long as you control the center of the map, you've got a really good gather here. Moment of truth. Shinobi are coming in. Good Shunshin. Just difficult to get kills on 65 HP villagers, and it is indeed going to be Regnitz. So not feeling the pressure for Burgrave. We are just going to get him torching houses. I mean, you've built them, you might as well use them. You know you can't dive the base. He does at least see the tech play. So Myriad should know that, like, I don't want to say Mount Samurai feels free here, because you are up against all the Dragon Spears, but it does feel warranted because your opponent's going to have prelates that need to be sniped. Cool thing about Mad Samurai against Spearmen, by the way, Gilded Spearmen anyway, because there's less of them, the deflective armor is more impactful. Because when you use Brace, what happens is obviously it's going to deflect the initial shot, which is the Brace. But what happens in a Brace interaction is that both units actually get stunned. So if you have more Mounted Samurai than Spearmen, you basically get free damage in on the fight. Now opening up with the Archer. Did get sabotaged though, Mira just being an absolute nuisance. Wait, is he going in for the... Yep. Oh, that's sick. That buys him a lot of time. So he delayed the Gilded Archers, he's delayed the Prelate play. We've got Temple of LOL quality coming. No, you're not sure if I said LOL quality or low quality. Let's just assume I said both. Yeah, the Temple of Memes is upon us, folks. This is interesting. It does give him a rush timing onto the relics. Means he's going to be weak on the initial fight, though. In fairness, this is the Civ that Temple of Quality felt designed for. Because remember, the unique thing that Buddhist monks do, apart from being dirt cheap, is that they can debuff units for 50% of their base damage. And funny thing about Order of the Dragon, the units tend to hit harder than standard units. And there's less of them. So theoretically, Sohai Sutra has always been seen as a lot better against this Sith in particular. Well, they give gold passively once you get the tech. Admittedly, Zen has been buffed a few times to be quite cheap now. 300 resources to start generating the gold. You don't really rush it. You really want to prioritize getting those initial monks out, getting those relics off the playfield. Bit tricky, though. Dimmu. I mean, 5 spearmen, 5 gilded archers. That samurai doesn't really handle that, no? Well, it does if the spearmen are in the wrong position. A bit of poke. Dimmu really would benefit from posturing south side here, so where all the attention is going to be drawn with the relics in play. And the first Buddhist monk, he's going to get seen. So no sneak out there. There's one spearman here. Mad Samurai might struggle actually against one gilded spearman. They aren't vetted up, but they still hit like a truck. That poor guy. Look at that, Dimmu immediately into gilded crossbowman. He's trying to suffocate Myriad in this game. A pretty good situation. I mean, gilded crossbowmen are going to feel quite weak with the Sohai Sutra debuffing them. Positioning in fights can be difficult, though. I think where gilded crossbowmen do a little bit better against the Buddhist monk play is the 6-tower range. It's very hard to actually get them close enough to kill. Let alone to debuff. Mirror needs to be a little bit careful. There is a risk he's actually going to lead Dimmu across to where the other pond is, where he's set up. Wait, this... What? Myriad snuck docks all the way next to Dimmu's base. So Dimmu's reluctance to commit into the base is because his real win condition is relics. This is simply a race between the two. They both need them. Like, what's the point in Temple of Quality without relics? On the flip side, what's the point in playing Order of the Dragon or HRE without relics? That's what you really want in life. And 1 is what he shall get. 2 relics already on the way home. Another one secure. Close flank 1 attainable. This looks like a 4 relic game. Myriad hasn't really got much to show for this right now. Yeah, sure, he's got more villages, but that's just courtesy of like the TC's producing slower for OOTD. Curious choice to go Yumi. Definitely makes sense up against the spearmen. One scary thing here is scale armor, though. Even without it, these boys are pretty tanky. Gets the T-buff out once. Yes, we done it! Look at this guy. He hits weaker than a Yumi. Okay, but yeah, but like he has friends. That is ridiculous. All right, something's telling me we might have a 2-0 on the way, unless Myriad can find a trick soon. The most obvious one would be Mountain Samurai raids. Right now, they're just kind of chilling and watching. They're not raiding. He's been so focused on trying to win the Relic game, like he's been stuck here. You just want to go to the enemy base. Instead, he's going to get baited in. Gotta stop the wall, lol. Does actually work out. Clears the spearman just in time. There's a second wave on the... Oh my god, come on. Have mercy. Mira's going to ride blind into this and immediately lose at least 1, if not 2 knights. Oh, wait, no, that was... Okay, that worked out well. The crossbowman attacked the Yumi instead. However, after all that effort, that Relic is still not going home with him. No, this is like the person who, you know, aims for the gal out of his league. It's like, will you go on a date with me? If you can win this tournament, you win the tournament. Can you go on a date? If you become president, 2 days after president, can you go on a date with me? I'm willing to divorce my wife. If you can solve world peace. It's always just a higher goal that somehow these monks would have to achieve to win that Relic race. This tree line is also getting a little bit uncomfortable. Like, both of his wood supplies are here, and remember, Myriad is relying on them for Yumi. So he has to be fully aware of what's coming. No, guy, get back behind. Get back behind! No! Myriad, we got a problem. The thing keeping Myriad in this game right now is really the fishing economy. It has been shrunk, though. He lost the dock over here. He got burnt out of this one. He's only got this pond left. The other one's expired. We'll at least be able to block the Relic temporarily, but this close to the base is going to be hard to hold. So what could Myriad have done different here? I think the opening Shinobi play, he kind of just rushed to intercept the spears. I don't think he was really expecting that many. We have to remember that, like, we can see everything, right? And for Myriad, he wasn't scouting the additional spearmen coming, so he probably just assumed it was 2 to 3 spearmen, harass the gold, whatever would tech up. Who the hell expects 7 spearmen against Shinobi? Like, it just doesn't usually make sense. But gilded spearmen are a different breed, as we saw in the early engagements. Start from choosing wrong landmark? No, I think Temple of Quality is fine here. I think the game was going wrong for him before then. Temple of Quality can work in this matchup. Like, your opponent's massing spearmen. What does producing Mount Samurai quicker do for you? Maybe you could argue producing Yumi, like, sped up would have worked nicely, but the production rate buff just got nerfed. It was a pretty significant hit, I think. Props to him though, Myriad. Chin up. It says the game's not over yet. As grim as it may be looking. Oh, this is a vicious stabbing though. It was his safe option on the gold. He's gonna use the Warlock. Now that's cool. Remember, he has got the damage buff. Interesting thing with the conversion. Gives the 20% damage buff for 20 seconds. Best time in the game to try and take a fight. Oh, I'm not sure if it's going to be good enough though. Spears. Do you bait the Yumi in range? Mount Samurai are going to recommit, but the Gilded Crossbowmen are sniping them down. And I think this may be just too many Gilded Archers. Yeah, this is a bit of a struggle. Monks are getting sniped. Spearmen are going to peel off crossbows as well. So he baits him fully in range of the archers. There isn't even scale armor. Technically, Mirai should be able to kill these. A weird way to engage. Yumi count is now shrinking down. He doesn't have the bannerman, but he should have enough to mop this up. It has, however, led to additional worker deaths. I mean, the Sohai Sutra is kind of doing work at the end of this fight. Yeah. Myriad, okay, it's still ugly. He's losing villagers, but that was a sick fight. What happened there is originally, like, the problem was you weren't seeing the debuff because his monks were healing. You have to toggle healing off. Once it was off and the debuff started to take effect, those archers were hitting for 4 damage. They were hitting with, like, feudal age Yumi. Now, it's a step in the right direction, but behind this, Dumu has basically stockpiled an entire secondary wave. We've got 16 spearmen again, 9 gilded crossbowmen this time. Now, this was the tricky one we talked about. Is like, crossbowmen should be hard to reach for the debuff on the monks. I think if Myriad just... It's weird. You can't front line with the monks. You want to, like, pseudo front line with them. Almost like if you went spears yourself, then the monk line, and then the archer line. Probably your best comp, at least the best affordable comp. Unironically, Mass Yumi wins this. Possibly. I think you're a little bit... Are you a little bit worried your opponent might go Landconnector? I guess not. It feels cap on what you're saying, but I agree. It's kind of crazy. But because of the monks, the Yumi trade really, really well. So I think you just mass monks and Yumi. And then don't use the monks as the front line. Use the Yumi as the front line. Which sounds really taboo, but it actually works out because of how little damage they'll be taking. By the way, the clutch play for Myriad, half of your monks onto heal mode, half them onto Sohai Sutra. The reason you do that is because monks have this awkward attraction towards debuffing the same target. You can have 20 monks and they can all lock eyes on Jonathan here on the left side. They love Jonathan. And then after they're done seducing Jonathan, they all simultaneously decide they love... Okay, we need to come up with actually some Japanese names here. Yuren. They love Yuren over here. Everyone wants to go after him. Korotawa. Yeah, everyone loves Korotawa as the third over here. But that's one of the tricky things with Buddhist monks. If they simultaneously targeted different units, they'd actually be broken. The debuff would be broken if it was efficient. The fact that they all target the same is where this thing doesn't seem completely bought. Damn, look at all you guys with the names. You're good at accents? Yeah, I do like doing accents. Boku. Wow, what a classic. Yamaha. Toyota. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Why did no one go for the classic? He had ninjas in this game. Well, it was Yumi, wasn't it? So we couldn't win with Honzo. I know this though, Dimu has stockpiled so much resource. He's on his way to Imperial. Pass of Swabi now getting erected. Myriad, it was starting to look good. Now we have a big problem. He's gone 2 DC, he doesn't have farm set up yet. The food is running out. And he's an age behind. Seen Shogun? Love Shogun. Incredible show. The accent pro? I do like my accents. You know, I'm like not the person to teach a language to. I'm the person to sit there and learn an accent. You know, just like go full Hanzo from Overwatch. Only a Shamada can control the dragon. Well, can Myriad muster a double dragon to fight this? The tech up disadvantage is a big problem right now. The upgrades are going to be coming in for the Gilded Archers. Those things turn into Gatling guns when they can stand still. Do an Italian accent? Okay, so here's the thing. If we start going down this line, it goes from impressive to offensive very quickly. You know? You gotta temper it. You know? Don't ask too much. Because like it start off kind of reads like Italiano, but then all of a sudden, like 2 sentences in, I'm basically doing Super Mario. Need to look into doing voiceovers. I've always wanted to, I just don't know where to really begin with it is the challenge. I think it's quite hard to get into. I'd say getting into voice acting is harder than getting into acting, actually. You need to prove your ability to express an entire character with just your vocal cords. Right? You can't use your arms, your head, or whatever, like an actor can. And yes, these are passable, not even stealth forests, they're just passable trees. You can build in them as well, as you can see here. Okay, so Myriad has been hunkering down, likely looking for a Cast of the Crow play here. If it's not Cast of the Crow, he's probably just going to get killed. Doesn't have a rocket launcher at all. I don't know Overwatch, but Scorpion from Mortal Kombat is also Hanzo. Yeah, but like I don't think I ever hear anyone call him Scorpion, you know? Whereas Hanzo is Hanzo. Or as most people who've experienced him on the receiving end, that douchebag with the giant arrow hitboxes. Oh my di- Alright, Myriad is really scraping the barrel here. He's running out of food pretty fast. We don't have a farm transition fully yet. It's only a handful. Nemo Dumu is here to stay. Oh my... Not a Hanzo! They have killed Genji. Yama. All of them. I know them all off by heart. Love the Japanese Civ that much. Amira cannot be loving this position. A dive underneath the Daimyo, but check what's coming! Team Fortress time! We've got a rocket launcher! Perfect actually against Order of the Dragon. It one-hits these insanely tanky units. So Dumu is going to be forced back. Wait, what? Maybe not? Is he really do... Huh? There's no way. Surely. He doesn't even give a crap about it. 2-0. Dimu is back.